Alright, we're going to start wrapping the fuselage now. The fuselage, I usually start on the bottom, and that way everything runs to the bottom, and any seams at all are going to be right in the corner. There's not really going to be any seams, but I usually just run the monocoat on the bottom first, then bring the sides down, then I'll do the top, and that way you can kind of bleed everything down. But the first thing we're going to do is the bottom part. So we're just going to do the bottom of the fuselage from the back of the wing saddle right here all the way to the tail, and then we're just going to do the front part right to the nose. So make sure it's all sanded the way you want it, the way you want it to look. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is just lay the monocoat face down, because we're doing the bottom, of course. So then I'm just going to about a ½ inch to an inch. The more you have on the outside, the easier it is to trim it. But I still like to get it as close as possible. The sharper the blade you have, it's real easy to trim it, no matter how much thickness you have there. But that's all I'm going to do. Just that much. Put it up. And you're going to put a little bit of pressure on it, but not too much, so it should be okay just resting on its former. Just don't squash down on it, and you'll be good to go. And that's going to be the bottom. Now with the flat pieces like this, that's completely flat all the way across, you can pretty much just lay it on flat. That way you don't have to worry about getting all your edges first and everything. But I'm also going to make sure I have enough to drop down the front part here, in front of there. So that way I'm going to do all that. But when you're going to do this, all you really need to do is hit your iron flat on top of it, and you'll see it's going to start to take its shape right away. Just kind of let it go right across the back part. It's almost like you're sealing an edge, only you're sealing the whole flat part. Ooh, that ran awful close to the edge. So there it is. That's pretty much it. Now I'll just go around and hit the corners. And then I'll trim those edges right off. So as you can see, the fuselage is going to be quite simple to do. And it's all going to be yellow, so I don't have to worry about if I missed a little corner or not, because we're going to pick it up somewhere else anyway. Just pull it as flat as you can, press it right into it, and get a nice flat line. Pretty much it. I'm just going to start trimming away here. This is where I said it's nice to have the excess, but if you just take your scissors and kind of go on a corner of the angle here, you're going to get a nice seam, a nice cut, not a nice seam, right to the very edge. And that's how you do every edge. And then just roll it down. And you can see that that's where the seam is going to be. And then the next one I put over it, well, I always say the seam, but that's where the line is that you cut. But you never really have a seam. The monocoat kind of melts pretty nice together. Some coats you'll see a seam, some parts. Depending on what colors you're using, you always want to lay your light colors down first and then your darker colors. That way it hides it. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to do this side here. Alright, now I've sealed both edges, and now I'm just going to go back over it one more time, just to make sure it's nice and flat, stuck down there, with the edges sealed. I'm going to ensure this is going to pull nice and tight, and leave me a nice finish, which it did. I'm going to hit the sides and roll them right around, hit the face, let that roll around, and that way when I heat the center up here, that'll leave me that a nice finish. And if it's not so nice, I'll just keep hitting it until it becomes nice, because I won't give up. So there we go. Now I'm going to do the front part the same way. That's pretty much how the whole fuselage is going to go. Alright, inside the firewall you'll notice that there is an inside corner. So to do an inside corner, I just put in 2 corner pieces. You can do them flat up against each other, or just one piece folded in half with the insides like that, so you can just get the corners in there. Now when you do the flat pieces, they'll meld right into those and everything will sit nice, and you won't have to worry about one side pulling off the wall. Alright, so after the corner pieces, I went ahead and put in the main piece on the firewall, popped open the fuel tank and wrapped that right around the inside there, just to make sure it takes a nice bite to it, it won't peel away. That's all. So There we go. Now I'm just going to do the two sides. What I'm doing now is applying the inside piece. Now I'm going around the curve. So what I did is cut a bunch of slits in here. So as you can see, it just looks almost like a fan. Try to get it where you can see it better. But anyway, the more slits you cut, like that, all the way around it, just cut it like a fan, follow the curve. So basically you're just going to follow the curve around with each slice. And that way when you fold it over, as I'm about to show you, you'll see that it comes right up around the piece, forms a nice thing, there's no creases in it, it forms a nice edge. And whatever is left open, I'll hit when I come across the other side when I fold them over the other way. Alright, so now I got my relief cuts in there. I'm just going to take a piece and just fold all the flaps down. That's all. As you can see, it'll be less wrinkly, and you can smooth them right out. As you come around the curve, just take them a little pieces at a time. And I'll just go around and trim the edge tops. The firewall, all monocoated and protected. As you can see, that little cutout system works pretty good. Got no problems with what I'm seeing there. I could have done a little better sanding. That would have helped some of the little ridges in it, but that's fine with me. It looks good. It's going to be a hell of a plane. Alright, I'm going to sheet the finish sheet in the bottom. Alright, now for the bottom of the fuselage, this is the front here. The landing gear block is. I'm just going to stretch my piece over there, just slightly press it flat down with my hand, just like we did the back. Kind of just come in here and just touch the center down. And this is on the hardwood, and it's going to go over to the softwood. Just give it a little press. And it's going to come right down the face of it. You see, by not tacking the corners first, that's where you get those little early wrinkles that come inside, and it's trying to shrink inside, it's not sticking. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit all the outside edges now. Okay, the bottom of the piece is wrapped. So I'll just hit this with some white heat. Don't need to keep recording while I hold an iron on it for heat.